recently realized that I have been stuck in a cycle of like a hot and cold situationship. It's like we're in this dance of spending a lot of time together and sharing personal stories and then barely being friends. If you relate to me, I'm sorry, and keep listening. Hello and welcome back to Trying My Best podcast. Today's episode is called Trying My Best to Stop Chasing Mixed Signals. When I was doing the research for this episode, I kept thinking that everything that I'm reading about, like with all the news articles and the research papers, it's so true. So let that be your reminder that you are not alone in this. Okay, so I think that the hot and cold behavior is one of the most cruelest things you can do to a person, just because of how much it affects someone, like psychologically, to both parties. You know, are you in one? That is the most important question, because if you're not in one, congratulations, like you don't need to watch this episode even, but I would appreciate it if you watched it. Okay, let's get into it. Are you constantly replaying your moments with someone over and over again? And every time you just keep wishing that you could experience it again. You know, those times when you were close, when he didn't treat you like a stranger, or like the good times, basically. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, do they make plans but then never really follow through with it, or something always comes up that makes them cancel the plans? And number 3 is inconsistent effort, or the interest is not mutual. And also, like hot and cold, if you like need clarification, it just basically means that one moment they act super close and they're like pulling you in, and then the next they just act distant, and you're left wondering if that even happened, you know, if you were just imagining it, if it was a dream, because basically you will feel really confused. Okay, so now if you think that you're in this sort of relationship, let's discuss why it happens. Usually it comes from a fear of commitment from the person that you're talking to. It's like every time they get too close, they become overwhelmed, basically, and they realize, like, I'm not ready for the next step, so they will pull back. An insecure person with low self-esteem will also usually do this sort of behavior, because once they pull back, right, they need the validation that they get from you. They need someone to affirm that they are desirable, so they will start to pull in again. But also, another reason why they might pull away afterwards is because of fear of rejection. Even if they actually feel something, not only do they fear commitment, but they might also fear rejection. While they like the attention, they pull away because they feel like they are not deserving of it. Also, I just want to say something, but a hot and cold treatment is so common when one person is an avoidant attachment. So if you don't know what that is, it basically refers to someone who tends to pull away when they feel attached to someone, because that's just like the conditions that they grew up with, and because of that they find a really hard time like accepting that they like someone, because they just feel this constant need to pull away and protect themselves. So one person's avoidant and the other person is an anxious attachment style. Again, as the name suggests, they're very anxious of whether the person actually likes them. They need constant reassurance. They're the type to be like, do you still love me? And like, what did I do wrong? Please tell me. Are you mad at me? You know, that kind of vibe is what an anxious attachment is like. So together, it's a disastrous combo. As the avoidant pulls in closer, the anxious is really happy and excited, I guess. And so the detached person feels like they need to pull away. And then the anxious will be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? And this overwhelms the avoidant even more. So it just doesn't work out. But then when the anxious does give the avoidant space, the avoidant comes running back. And you can see how that is a never-ending, torturous cycle. And also, the reason why it's happening, girl, is because you are letting it happen. You are the one that's accepting the bare minimum and, you know, feeling all of these emotions just because of a little minor sign of attention. If you truly value intention, if you truly value effort, then I don't think this would have happened in the first place. But by no means am I shaming anyone, because I have definitely been there before. So the reason why I said that the hot and cold treatment is so damaging is because it's honestly really similar to what happens in an anxious attachment childhood. So we previously received this attention, right? We previously felt a connection. We saw the sign, but now we're deprived of it, and naturally that's gonna make us want to chase it. Because we've had it before. Then it creates this kind of like reaction where you think to yourself, did I do something wrong? I got it before, but now they stopped giving me that attention, so I must have done something wrong. And this is exactly what makes a person become an anxious attachment. Hot and cold treatment is so bad because it can turn a secure person into an anxious person. Like, it's not your fault, like, it's just how your brain works. Also, the reason why you become so stressed out in this sort of situation is because of cognitive dissonance. So what this means is basically conflicting ideas or conflicting thoughts. So the conflict here is they like you or they do not like you. The hot and the cold, right? Your brain is really stressed out because it's confused. That's as simple as I can put it. Okay, so hopefully I've convinced you that this is not a situation you want to be in. You deserve someone who is certain about their feelings for you, okay? So this is how you are going to get yourself out of this hot and cold dynamic. If you're in a relationship and it's starting to become hot and cold, I have 3 words for you. Number 1, communication, boundaries, and therapy. But now, let's actually focus on how you're gonna get out. First of all, I just want to say that it's so hard to get out of these situations because every time you're in the cold area, and you feel really weird and it sucks, right? That is when they're gonna turn off the heat of it. That's when they start giving you the attention. And because you've been deprived of it for so long, it feels so nice, right? And that's what keeps you hooked. But you need to realize, okay, that this is just a cycle. You're just like a little hamster in that hamster wheel. Okay, you are just, those feelings that you are experiencing right now is like driven by the uncertainty of whether or not they like you. And this really relates to my last episode called Limerence. Love is supposed to be safe and consistent. It's not supposed to make you feel like this. So like, what's even the point of continuing it? There's gonna be far better people out there, Just end it one day at a time. Try to do something for yourself instead of doing something for them. Maybe you could unfollow them. Maybe you could, not initiate conversations. Just try to pull away, or just tell them straight up that you do not feel like you want this anymore because he's not giving you what you want. There's nothing more I can say, but just focus on yourself, focus on all the other areas of your life that are going well. Like, trust me, this is not going to be the end of the world or anything. Just keep trying your best, and until next time.